Hey YouTube, back with an injury. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. If you're wondering what I did here, I probably should have been wearing gloves, but I don't know if that would have helped a whole hell of a lot. I'm using this. Okay, did not get my hand stuck in there. However, that got stuck in there. Oh. So this piece of wire did. It was wedged up under the frame. Got caught in that wire wheel and whipped the shit out of my hand. Numerous times, and yeah, pretty much just split my hands open in a few different places. That was very pleasant. So I'm going to call it a night. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning anyways. So quick update anyways on the truck. Fuel tank is down. And unfortunately, now that I have it down, I discovered more problems with this frame. The fuel tank was hiding that. Okay, I've been underneath here cleaning up all the rust, but that's a big problem. The frame is 90% split in half right there. So, got to deal with that. I got to talk to the customer about that. And here's this rear section. This is, I would say, 80% split in half, almost 90. It's pretty bad. 2 locations here. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to talk to the customer and increase the price, because what it looks like I'm going to have to do is remove the front leaf right here, the front mount right here, and then remove the entire leaf perch or leaf mount here that's attached to the frame on both sides of the truck. Lift up the frame as much as I can. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do that very well without damaging anything. I've got to come up with a plan on how to fix this. Obviously it's fixable, but ideally it would be real nice to not have the bed or the cab on here to fix these 2 problems. I'm going to probably, I don't know. I know what's causing the damage. Okay, if you look underneath here, there's a cross member. You see that right there? And if you look over here, there's a cross member. Because of the way GM designed these trucks, they have C-channel frames. They're not completely boxed in. Well, when those cross members get to the frame here, let me draw this for you guys. With my damaged hand. Okay, here's the side cut of the frame, okay? You got your cross member that's attaching here. I don't know how to draw this. Essentially it's coming across like this, and then there's a bracket that comes like this and then goes up. Okay, because that's there, what's happening here in this wonderful state of New York, they use salt on the roads, and the salt and everything has been building up inside of this area right here for years and years and years. It's a pocket, it's holding it. It's very easy to get in there, and because of that, it's easy to accumulate in there, but not as easy to wash out of that area. And because it's been building up in there, this bracket's rusted in this vicinity, and the frame is essentially just tore up in that entire area. So I barely have the top lip of the frame to work with and the very top section of the cross member to work with. And essentially I'm going to have to rebuild this whole other section. So that's what's going on here. And it's very unfortunate because it's going to require a lot more headache on my end. I kind of assumed that that was the case over here. So, I mean, that's no surprise. I was able to see this area, and I knew that this side was going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. But this, I don't know. This is pretty bad. And see, this section of the frame from my foot all the way, just, you have that little bracket right behind the hanger. That's where the frame starts arching up. It curves up over the axle. Before that point, that whole section of frame is flat, which would have made it real easy for me to replace the metal here behind this bracket. What it would allow me to do is to just cut a flat piece, measure the thickness from top to bottom of this frame rail, go over here and cut out a piece of steel that would weld in that entire section, and done. Now the plus side to this is that this bracket here, how I was thinking that I might have to remove it, I'm not entirely sure that I do. And the reason that is because I know that these sections where the frame is failing is because of the cross members. There's no cross member behind this bracket. And if you look right here, the frame is plenty thick. That's full thickness of the frame right there. There's some surface rust, but nothing like that or like that. So, I don't know. I got to come up with a plan. This axle is super heavy. This is a 14 bolt axle. 1 ton. That's actually more than 1 ton. The 14 bolts are rated at, I think they're rated at like 9,000 or 10,000 pounds. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I even want to try wrestling that thing out of there. To think about it. The only other option I'm going to have is to raise up the frame and the rest of the truck enough to release the tension on this front hanger and then remove the bolt. But then, with that being said, I'm going to have to wrestle this axle back in here because it's not going to want to go in there willingly. I already know that. I've worked on cars long enough to know better. So I don't know. I'm going to have to get under here probably tomorrow and really check this thing out and come up with a legitimate plan. Now that I have the fuel tank down, now that I've cleaned this area, I want to get in behind on the other side of this frame and really check out the condition of the frame behind this bracket here. If I don't have to remove that, I'm not going to. Reason being is that is essentially what's holding the bed. That's a big part of what's holding the bed, and there's a lot of weight on this section because that's where the bulk of the weight is for the crane for the tow truck. So I'm going to try to avoid dealing with that by all means necessary. And the other problem with this section here is these, I don't know if they're rivets or bolts or whatever they are. The round top things, whatever they are, I have to look at the other side. They're in the way of me laying flat plate down on there, which is not that big of a deal. I could lay some butcher paper over the top of this and, with my dirty hands rub on it, and it'll show where all of those little bolts are or rivets are, and I could just drill those out in the replacement piece or plasma cut holes and weld around them. He's not going to be removing any cross members anytime soon, and it's a matter of just getting this truck back to a safe operating condition. So I don't know. You know, even with this bracket, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do just yet. In all actuality, this is probably not as bad as this, just because I have the suspension bracket to deal with. Either way, I just wanted to give you guys an update. I've rambled on long enough. Pretty much I'm thinking while I'm shooting this video. That's kind of the process, so as boring as it is, I hope you guys realize that's what's going on, and if you're considering doing this type of work, you're going to be doing a lot of that, I promise you. You encounter problems that you didn't expect, and you encounter injuries. We can get there we go, how pretty. You encounter injuries in the process of doing this stuff, and it is what it is. So head down to the description, check out Alvarez Metalworks. That's my Facebook page, as always. And check out the link to Everlast. If you guys are interested in buying product from these guys, Everlast iMig Power iMig 200, Everlast PowerPlasma 50. Do me a favor. Tell them that I'm the one that recommended that you bought this, okay? And they're not a sponsor, and they're not going to give me anything. They don't owe me shit. But it would be really nice if these guys showed some appreciation and hooked me up with a deal to get a TIG. I've been doing a lot of work and showing their machines, the work their machines do. So hopefully, eventually, they'll pay me back in that. One other thing, Chassis Saver by Magnet Paints and Monster Liner, not Monster, Monster Liner. There's their website. You can just go to magnetpaints.com. It'll show both of these products on there. I plan on using Chassis Saver on this paint when it's all said, or on this frame when it's all said and done. They gave me a free quart. They're not a sponsor, but I'm trying to show some appreciation for them giving me that. That's like $40. Subscribe to the videos if you're interested to see how you apply that, and you know, and how it looks and everything, and you'll see me use it on this project as soon as I'm to that point. So subscribe, comment, like. Again, check out my Facebook page. If you do nothing else, go like my Facebook page. I need some support there. And subscribe to my channel. Yeah, just show your support. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.